Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. And look at this big monster right here. We have the Ego 350 PSI 56 volt backpack sprayer. Now, this is a highly requested review because this is mainly a car detailing and car washing channel. And when they see 350 PSI, we instantly think, can this be used with rinseless wash? Can this be used as a portable pressure washer? That kind of pressure is really good for a lot of people in the wintertime, mobile apartments, where you just need to do a quick type of rinseless wash, but you're looking for just a little bit of pressure to get some of that grime off the surface before you kind of contact it. I would not use any harsh chemicals in this. I would only use pH neutral soaps and rinseless wash in this. This was designed for horticultural and agricultural, which most of all of those fertilizers, insecticides, herbicides, they all are near pH neutral. They're all like just between like 5.5, 6, and like 7.5, 8. Somebody had a review saying they put surface cleaner in it. Which, don't put surface cleaner in something like this. But he said within 5 minutes it stopped working, which more than likely messed a seal up somewhere and the pump no longer works. Almost game-changing good. The only thing that doesn't make it a game changer is the price. It's $300, $299. Now I'm going to list below the Amazon listing, but it's $320. The only reason I'm listing it is because possibly if it gets sold out at Lowe's, maybe you could grab it from Amazon. It's also available on some other websites, but through Lowe's, you can get it through the product tags on this video. If you want to support the channel, we do get a commission off of that. Now this is tool only. So if you don't have a battery and a charger, you're going to have to buy that too. And personally for me, I think this is really good for the 2 amp hour or 2.5 amp hour batteries that they have. I think I have an Amazon listing below, but it's like 125 bucks for the battery and the charger. With all that, it winds up being about 23 pounds. So it's a big boy. The Ryobi 40 volt backpack sprayer is about 17 pounds. So a big difference there. But when you put 4 gallons of liquid in this, 4 gallons of liquid in the Ryobi, it's the difference between 50 pounds and 56 pounds. At that point, the weight doesn't mean as much. Now the Ryobi 18 volt is even lighter, and I have all of the renditions of the Ryobi backpack sprayers. This is really gonna help you at 350 PSI to really shoot your chemicals much further distances. Maybe you're a 2-story house. Maybe you're trying to reach and try to put an insect barrier on your top gutters or the top corners of your house. This is gonna give you that ability to shoot much further than any other backpack sprayer. I know there's a lot of people in the comments who are gonna be like, you don't need that, that's too expensive. Absolutely. A lot of people want stuff. If you're already in the Ego platform and you feel like this is going to provide you value, that's up to you whether that's valuable to you. Don't let somebody else's opinion or comment on what they think is good or not be your deciding factor. So this has gallons and liters. You have 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 4 gallon on this side. And then on this side, you have 15 liters, 12, 8, and 4. So the wand detaches here, clicks right in. It sits in this little holder here. Fair warning, only 3 of the 4 nozzles that come with it will fit in here. The shower nozzle won't fit in there. And then comes that wand. Look at this thing. Now I've already put it together. I mean, this wand comes apart, screws down right here. That's pretty much it. Everything else is already put together for you. You have the metal wand here. You have a brass tip. It's adjustable. What's really cool is you got adjustable pressure, and the on-off is here. When you put it on the pressure setting, the machine doesn't do anything until you pull the trigger. Obviously the battery isn't there now, but the amount of adjustability on this is crazy. There's 5 settings, but between each setting there's a half dash mark. You'd figure, oh wow, 10 points of setting. No, it's 35 points of setting. You hear it. Yeah, every one of those is an incremental increase or decrease in the pressure that comes out of the wand. One thing to note, it is a bit bulky, but it feels really good in the hand. Rubberized everywhere, it feels really good. You have a trigger here, you have a trigger lock. The undo to lock, you just flick it down like that. I kind of wish it was just kind of a push and it came up, but you have to do a little finger flick. If you're using this as a stationary object, kind of like treating it like it's a keg or something like that, this hose is not very long. And unlike many other sprayers, it's very hard to modify this because the power cable is wrapped around the hose, which makes it a little bit stiffer and a little bit heavier. Here's that dial up close. Big click to turn on and off. Once you start going, like I said, look at that adjustability. Nice. You have that brass nozzle. You have this foam nozzle here. I really wouldn't call it a foam nozzle. I would call it a soap applicator. Here's your fan spray tip. This is kind of my favorite. You have your shower nozzle here. This works pretty well too. The instructions do say that this fits all ARC batteries, so all the way up to the 12 amp hour. Slides right in. And one thing about this one, you can see we have our 5 bars. You can see that through the window here. Now, unlike many other products that have like some kind of pull down tab or something to eject the battery, this has a push button eject. Much easier. So we have our straps like that. Now there's a little strap here that goes across. I'm not going to do that one because it's gonna be right on my microphone. But the most important is down here at the bottom, kind of help with that load. And this one needs to be tight. I already had it preset for my testing, but once you put weight in this, it pulls down your shoulder so much it loosens this up. There's actually little sliders right here that help pull a lot of that loose strapping away. All right, here goes nothing. Oh yeah. Now you can't just go and say, hey, like, oh, that's so good that I can't feel it. No, you feel it. It's there. I feel it all on my shoulders coming down here. With this here, I can just kind of take the shoulder pads and I can just kind of adjust it. That's better. The weight is more distributed across the straps. It's not like a little pinch point. With this right here, with this support, it makes me kind of stand out with the Ryobi's and kind of like this a little bit. Guess what you get to do? You get to pull the Ghostbusters move. Boom. Now, obviously strapping it through here, you know, you're taking out a couple of feet, but it works a lot better because when it isn't going through this strap, it rubs on your leg. Here we are. There's our panel. You can see, I can just give you a tease right there. Now, one thing I want to say is I compare this to the Ryobi, kind of dogging the Ryobi a little bit. I mean, the Ryobi does what it's supposed to do at its price point, right? The Ryobi's $160 with an 18-volt battery and a charger. The 40-volt version is like $170 without battery. So it's basically half the price, but it does what it needs to do. If you just need a backpack sprayer that just sprays, you don't care about the pressure, it does what it's supposed to do, the Ryobis are more than sufficient at it. But this is extra, right? These are wants. I want this. I want this. These are not needs. So this is full mist. And what we'll start is we'll just start off. And what I'll do is I'll hold it down and I'll just slowly click it until it gets all the way up to full power. We'll do that on like a few of the nozzles. So like I said, you literally could just do this and shoot little droplets. And then you could slowly just ramp up. Look at that. Now if you're wanting to mist, I don't think you need to go above 2. We're saving battery. Yeah. Let's stay at full blast and let's adjust it. Yeah, there we go. Let's pull that down to 1. We'll pull this up, man. Look at this. Wow, you can hear it. The panel impact. But man, something like this is full blast though. You get in, and then check this out. If you go further in, like that. And let's see how far you can shoot. You can shoot a pretty far distance. One thing I've noticed on this adjustability, there is no stream. The stream is like this. So it's not like a pinpoint jet stream. You can get a stream, but it's gonna be really, it's a lot of flow and not a lot of pressure. But if you needed really quick to fill something up, like if you put 4 gallons of 256-to-1 rinseless wash in here, and you wanted to put a liter of it or something less than that and say like a sprayer to use for interiors or something like that, you could use this to pump into it. And then say you're doing your quarter panels, wheels, or a front bumper, rear bumper, something like that, where you're doing like a rinseless wash. You cover it up, let it sit, let it do its thing, and you can come back full power and get those areas that's a lot more grit and stuff than before you touch it with a contact wash. Now this is a more pressure washer like nozzle. This is probably like a 50 or 60 degree or something like that because it's a very wide fan. Look at that. You literally could rinse a car with this. So say you have really high ppm water, maybe you RO your water, reverse osmosis, and you store it. And instead of pumping it or running it through some way, you could use this as your final rinse because you're just trying to replace the hard water on the surface with spotless water. Further away, you can cover really quick. It is very misty though with this nozzle, so we can adjust down. And we can do a little more control, get a little more coverage, a little less mist. Listen to this. Oh, ego. You're making me happy. So first thing you'll notice about the foamer, it's kind of designed to, it's got a little aeration hole and a few things here. I checked inside, there's no felt filters. I tried to find a way that I could take a felt filter and stuff it in there to help with the foam. It didn't help with the foam, but it actually really doesn't go in there very well either. So it's not a foamer, it's a soap applicator. I'll show you towards the end of the video. So you have like 3 points of contact, and this is max. You have plenty of power there, but when you pull it back further away and you have very heavy droplets, not a lot of mist, but when you pull the power down, and maybe you don't like it that way, but that gives people so many adjustability options. So this one works really well. The only difference is it's only good for one thing, and that would be, say, for a spotless rinse or something like that. There you go. Now, obviously, we're not going to do rinseless wash. When we were spraying the water on the panel, all those different patterns and everything, adjustability, I showed how it could be used for rinseless wash. It's the consistency of water. It doesn't need to be tested. It's going to be good. If it can handle the soap that we're fixing to use, I don't even have to worry. I know it's going to handle rinseless wash, no problem. So here's that incredible Suds. It's just a great soap. It works really well. I use it in all of my videos. You can get this at the House of Rags. Code CARSAKEEV will save you 10%. The rinseless wash that I would use with this at 256-1 would be their DIY detail, or it would be detail code Nemesis. Those two are both available at the House of Rags as well with the same discount code, but this works really well. There's exactly 1 gallon left in that sprayer. I'm going to put 2 ounces in there, which is 2 squirts from this pump. All right, I put the 2 ounces in there. I shook it up as best I could, but I'm gonna try to shake it up a little bit more. I have the foamer tip on there right now. Let's see how it goes. Wow, look at that. Not bad. It's actually not that bad. It applicates the soap. It's 64-1. It's a pretty strong dilution for incredible Suds, really. You should be in like a spray foamer. You should be in the hundreds. Here's the fan nozzle. I gotta say, it's some pretty good coverage. Well, when you get close, boy, that foams up, doesn't it? Versus back here, if you get up close, wow, that's good coverage. Let's try this. Now that's not as foamy, but the coverage that is giving is good. Now we showed on that fan nozzle how well it foamed really close. I didn't do that with the foam tip. So there's the foam tip up really close. Nice. Okay. It's using that pressure to agitate when it hits the surface. So from further away, you're just kind of getting the coverage, but up close, it's agitating as it's hitting the surface harder. Oh, we're out. All right, I cleaned it out. Soap is kind of drying on the surface. So let's see with the fan spray with this thing on full pressure, how well it can rinse this off. Not bad. It was dried on there pretty good. Took me a while to get all the soap suds out of here so I could actually use it as a rinse. But also I filled it up about halfway so we can figure out how long it can run. Because you can see on the backpack, I believe back there, it's still on 5 bars of light. Oh, when you want to take it off your back without a table, it's a bit harder. Now I'm going to set the unit right here on the ground. I've taken it out of the loop strap on the backpack, and it's coming out of the back of the mill here. So it's giving me the most extendability. So this is the hose from, it's as far away as I can get, versus all the way over here. That's that one limiting factor of being able to use this as, say, a very versatile machine. I just noticed it's down to 4 bars now instead of 5. So when I turned around, I'm not sure if it was 5 or not at that point. It was on the ground when I picked it up. So the good thing about the locking mechanism, we're going to be able to lock the spray. We can shoot the stream back into the reservoir and just constantly recirculate that water. So we're using the full load of the machine. We're testing it at full pressure, and you're going to be able to see the light window down there at the bottom. I totally forgot that I didn't have a timer set up, but the film was for 5 minutes so far. So let's start that. So many pros, over an hour runtime, an hour and 10 minutes at full pressure. So if you were to dial it back and use it at a lower pressure more often, you're going to get even more. Even a 2.5 amp hour battery, you're going to get at least 30 minutes. Remember, that's 30 minutes of continuous spray. 350 PSI, obviously. The crazy amounts of adjustability and versatility between the power settings and the nozzles. Just the fit and finish and quality of Ego is just there. That's why people pay more for Ego. That's why Ego's more. That kind of brings it into the con. Obviously $300, and it's a tool only. I have not seen one that comes with a battery. The biggest con really for me, what would keep me from buying this myself if I didn't have to buy it for a review, I'm obviously going to use this in my yard and stuff, but is the inability for you to be able to upgrade this hose to a longer hose easily, and you're kind of stuck with how it is the way it is. And when you're using it for a rinseless wash around a car, you kind of want a longer hose, and you don't have to carry this thing by the handle 50 pounds, 3 or 4 different spots around the car. And having it on your shoulder working around the car, especially in a confined space, is really not ideal. So those are the pros and the cons, and it's an amazingly great product. It's up to you whether that's a value for you or not for somebody else to tell you or somebody in the comments to say it's trash or it's not worth it or whatever. They're not you. You decide whether it's best for your situation. So don't forget the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget the product tags for Lowe's for this product as well as other products in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Now this is a highly requested review. Now this is a highly requested, just slow it down. Just slow it down. Now it's available on some other websites, but it's also available on, now my rope. The more you can share, the more you can, now the difference on this between, the difference between this and a lot of other of the, Ghostbusters move. Come on. Can we do the Ghostbusters move? Come on.